All right, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. You are in the home stretch of the Salesforce1 World Tour here in Chicago. I'm Gordon Evans, and in the next hour or so, we're going to talk about the ExactTarget Marketing Cloud, an acquisition that Salesforce made last summer. And we're going to talk about everything that marketers can do with it. We'll also have a brief demo from Joshua and Tim there in the back on Demo 1 and Demo 2. And then we've got our customer guest, Lisa Schubel from Apartments.com, who's going to talk about how they're using the ExactTarget Marketing Cloud to get closer to their consumers and also manage their business relationships. So our safe harbor statement, if you haven't seen it enough, you can read it on our website. It governs what we say as a public company. And as Lynn said this morning, it's all about the Internet of Customers and how we can all get closer and more connected to consumers in entirely new ways. And behind every one of those devices, tweets, Pinterest updates, Facebook updates, emails, SMS messages, etc., is a customer. And as Fergus pointed out, we have a whole set of technology that will help you achieve those goals, achieve your business goals. And what we're going to talk about today is sort of the top-level third box. So imagine, if you will, we're going to double-click on ExactTarget Marketing Cloud. And one of the things I wanted to point out is that a lot of our clients use a lot of the different Salesforce technologies. As you think about their businesses, they use the ExactTarget Marketing Cloud to market to millions of consumers. So if you're a large bank or a financial services company, you're going to want to automate consumer journeys across email, mobile, your website, etc. But you're also going to have business-to-business relationships. And you can manage those through our Sales Cloud with our Pardot marketing automation technology to allow you to manage those business relationships with lead nurturing and lead scoring and bring those into your sales funnel. But where those both come together is in our Service Cloud. And they're all supported by the notion of shared customer data across all of those platforms so that you can have meaningful, personalized interactions regardless of how you're interacting with those consumers, whether they come to you from businesses or from your consumer relationships. So let's talk a little bit more about the ExactTarget Marketing Cloud. And what we've seen is that we've moved from these transactional, unfocused, untargeted relationships to what consumers really want, which is a seamless relationship, a one-to-one experience with the brand where the brand knows all of your past history of you as a consumer and understands that relationship. Marketers want to be able to listen and engage with their consumers on social channels. They want to listen very broadly, not just to mention of their brands, but maybe they want to listen to mentions of their competitors' brands. And then they want to be able to engage and respond with links and great content. The other thing marketers want to do is turn anonymous browsers on your website into known contacts. So how do you create these amazing web experiences, create value for your consumers so that they start to share personal information with you, their name, their email address, so that you can then build out a robust profile and start to market to them in a very personalized way. And speaking of personalized, we all want to deliver very personalized content across channels to the consumers. We want to create triggered emails. So once someone signs up for a newsletter on your website, boom, we want to be able to automate sending an email to them. And if they change their preference or their loyalty status changes or maybe their location changes, how do we automate personalized message to them across those channels? We want to remarket to them so we can stay engaged with them wherever they're hanging out. We know there's 1.5 billion people on Facebook and Twitter. Anybody not on Facebook here in the room? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's always about 5% of the room. Soon, maybe you'll join the other 1.5 billion of us on Facebook. But there's a lot of people hanging out there, I hear. So, but how do we reach consumers on these social platforms where they're spending time? How do we deliver personalized experiences customized to each individual person that visits our website? So Jeff has his sneakers on, and he's been browsing the black sneakers on the website. And so the next time he visits that website, maybe what are they going to suggest to him? Maybe they'll suggest the socks, or maybe the blue sneakers, or the black sneakers in a new version, but a relevant, personalized experience based on Jeff's past history and preferences and browsing behavior on that website. And this new exciting area. Who knew that tanks were on the network? Did you guys see the keynote this morning and our guest who talked about tanks are providing information to the network? What do you, if you could connect to virtually any product? What if when Lynn hits 10,000 steps on her Fitbit, what if that could push a message to her saying, congratulations, Lynn, you've walked farther than your dad did today. You know, it's that whole notion of connecting to virtually any product and having those be personalized interactions as well. So those are the things that marketers want to do to create these seamless one-to-one experiences with consumers. And so what we'll do now in this next section is talk about what's in the ExactTarget Marketing Cloud, give you a basic overview and understanding of some of the elements that would help you create these strategies to better reach your consumers. So we're going to go through sort of the orange bars first, sort of the platform technologies, and then we'll go across the channels along the top as well. And then we'll do a bit of a demo. You guys with me so far? Okay, very good. So it all starts with data. And ExactTarget takes a really broad notion of data. We don't really care where it's coming from. We want to get as much customer data that you have into ExactTarget so that we can build personalized communications. So that could be your CRM data, leads, accounts, contacts, opportunities, cases, etc. Could also be point of sale data from your stores that's coming in overnight. What are people buying? How they're moving through your loyalty programs. It could be your web analytic data from Omniture or places like this. How do you bring in browsing behavior? All kinds of different kinds of data. Bring that into our system. Then we use a product called Audience Builder to basically build your audience segments. You can build them in real time based on things that might be happening in the market. You can build segments and test them and tune them over time so that you can target with exact precision. One of the things that we're thrilled to announce a new version of is the new version of our ExactTarget Salesforce integration. It's now available on the App Exchange. You guys all know what the App Exchange is? Yeah, you visited it. It's like an iTunes store for business applications. They just snap right into Salesforce. And the new integration between ExactTarget and Salesforce allows you to do high volume sends and track all of your email analytic data natively in Salesforce. So you can send emails based on the accounts, contacts and leads. You can send emails to campaigns and reports, and you can view who's been clicking on them all the way down to individuals. So a great new capability there that's now available on the App Exchange. One of the other platform layers in the ExactTarget Marketing Cloud is predictive intelligence. And so this really got its start in the notion of web personalization, but we're taking that technology and extending it across all of our channels. And the basic simple idea is based on what we know about you, your browsing behavior, your preferences, your likes, we take that data, we map it against the content that you might have or the offers that you might have in your business, and we recommend the next most likely one, the next best one for that consumer. So some great technology that started in web, we're just going to extend that to email, to mobile, and to other channels as well. The real crux of where we think this is all headed for marketers is around our product called Journey Builder. We all want to create journeys for consumers. We want to nurture them from one state to the next, get them to know our business, become customers, become repeat customers. Journey Builder really helps you plan, personalize, and optimize the customer journey. And so it's, as you saw this morning, it's got this great drag and drop user interface. We're going to show you how to build a journey a little bit later. You can then create those maps, create your goals, and then optimize them over time. So that's some of the platform layers in the ExactTarget Marketing Cloud. Now what I want to do is talk about some of the channels. You're probably really familiar with email. ExactTarget, longtime leader in email, more than 10,000 customers. We do all kinds of dynamic and personalized content sending. We have great testing tools available for you so you can understand what's performing, what people are clicking on and opening. We also have the notion of distributed and franchise models. So if you want to have a certain offer in a certain market, you can do that. You have blackout dates, so you can control who's sending what at certain times. All kinds of tools to help you become successful sending emails to your clients. It still continues to be an amazing channel for the industry. One area that we're so excited about, I think Lynn and Brian Wade talked about it this morning, is the notion of being able to connect to consumers on mobile devices. So according to Gartner, we're spending 16 hours a day connected to this device. It's pretty amazing. It's the last thing you look at night. It's the first thing you look at in the morning. It has your financial information on it, your health and fitness information. It's how you connect to your loved ones. It has all your business information on it as well. How can we help brands have a great strategy to connect to consumers while they're looking at this thing? So we have a couple of key pieces of technology to help you do that. One is through SMS messaging. The other is through in-app push notifications. So if your consumers download your mobile app or opt in to receive messages from you, you can put together great strategies about reaching them. We also have location-based technology. So as they enter the McCormick Center or as your customers enter a certain location, you can have that deliver a message to them. And it's not just in the B2B or the B2C context, but also B2B. So we use this internally at the company, and when we had our sales kickoff this year here in Chicago, I flew in from San Francisco, and as soon as I walked through, I think it's Terminal C in the airport where the neon is at O'Hare, boom, I got a message pushed right to my phone that said, "Welcome to Chicago, welcome to sales kickoff, our shuttles are upstairs, meet this person at the landing at this point, and now here's the schedule for this evening's events." So also a great way to think about mobile to message to your employees and not just external to your consumers. Social media is another one of our channels in which we have a strong advantage. So we offer two amazing technologies. Both were Salesforce acquisitions of Radian6, the leader in social listening, which lets you listen broadly to social conversations about your brand, about competitors, etc., and then route those actionable conversations throughout the enterprise for people to take action on. The second piece of that is an acquisition we made in 2012 called Buddy Media. Buddy Media is great at doing a couple things, helping you have an effective strategy for managing all of your news feeds and streams across all of your social channels, and then centralizing all of that. So the average enterprise has 131 social channels. Can you imagine all the Twitter handles, the Facebook pages, LinkedIn, Google+, YouTube, etc. How do you ensure you've got centralized management of all those channels so that you can execute campaigns across them that are all in sync with approval? Buddy Media really excels at doing that. We also have advertising capabilities that allow you to manage advertising campaigns on Facebook and Twitter. And today we announced support for managing ad campaigns on LinkedIn as well. So I know that channel is very important to a lot of folks that want to market to other businesses. So we now allow you to manage advertisements and advertising campaigns on those two channels as well. We also help you create great, amazing web experiences. So in the example with Jeff earlier and his black shoes, it's a pretty straightforward notion of based on past purchase behavior and past browsing behavior, we take that in and then we can make recommendations based on your past history. We can make those recommendations for content, next best offer, etc. We also have the notion of guided selling tools to help clients make what can be more difficult or involved decisions. You see this a lot around car purchases. Do you want the winterized package? Do you want the leather interior? What kind of tires do you want? Do you want a manual transmission? Here are the benefits, here are the pros and cons. So that's the notion of guided selling. That's something we also excel at. Then, of course, there's the notion of connected products. And we'll talk a little bit more about that in our demo today, but it's the idea of being able to connect to products wherever they are and have them be first-class citizens on the network as far as delivering personalized messages either from consumers or to them as well. Similar to Salesforce's App Exchange, we do have a Hub Exchange, which is for marketers specifically, for additional add-on capabilities that you might want to bring into our platform. These are things that we don't have offerings for today, like loyalty management, or say you want to set up a retention management campaign. We have great third-party apps that will help you do that and bring those easily into your ExactTarget Marketing Cloud implementation. Obviously, it's important to keep a handle on all of your operations. You want to manage your processes, make sure they're compliant, make sure everyone's got the right approvals, the right budgetary controls are in place to allow you to manage planning across the enterprise and make sure that you're not hitting any one group of your consumers too frequently with one message. So marketing operations is an important part of the platform. And also, I'm sure everything that your boss wants to know is, can we measure all of this? And so, yes, we have analytics in this as well, our Discover product to help you with some standard reports and also quickly build customized reports in real time so that you can surface how successful all of your campaigns are. So that is a quick tour through the ExactTarget Marketing Cloud. Thank you. I know we covered a lot of stuff. And if you guys want to see or have questions about that, we of course can continue that conversation out in our Success Clinic downstairs or in our booth in the expo. But now what I want to do is let's take a look at the product specifically so we can see this in action. What do you guys think? You want to see an example campaign? Yeah? Okay, very good. So Joshua, Tim, are you guys there? All right, very good. Ready to go. So we are going to run through a campaign as if we were Ford. Everybody knows Ford, I hope. They make amazing cars. It's actually the 50th anniversary of the Mustang, so we kind of picked on them a little bit. So this is an example campaign of how Ford might use the ExactTarget Marketing Cloud. The first thing we see here is Natalia. And Natalia is a consumer. She, unfortunately, though, is having some problems with her car. And so she tweets out, as so many of us do, new engine or new car? I'm really digging the new Ford Mustang, and she's looking for feedback. So she tweets that out, and Ford has an amazing social strategy. They're listening very broadly to all kinds of conversations on social networks. And if we go ahead and bring up Radian 6, you'll see this is our social listening technology. And so you can see Ford might be listening to all the 50 most commonly used words around the Ford Mustang. They can see how those conversations are trending over time. There's a big spike later in the month that we could drill into if we wanted to. We can look by keyword and see, are people talking about Ford engines, or maybe they're talking about transmissions or warranty, and understand those conversations, how they compare to one another. And we can also see all the individual posts that are coming through, and we can tag them for reporting and analytics. And so there's Natalia's tweet, and we can see it right there. So Ford sees, oh, she's talking about the Ford Mustang. Looks like a great opportunity to engage. So let's go ahead, and Ford will respond to her. They tweet right back to her, say, Natalia, that's great. You should check out the new Ford Mustang. And they include a link to the Ford website. So Natalia's thrilled. The brand was listening to her. They responded. They sent her something of value. So she clicks on that link, and that takes her to the Ford website, right there on her mobile device. So if we go back over to the mobile device, we can take a look at the Ford website. It looks great on a mobile phone. And Natalia gets in there, and she starts customizing the exact version that she wants. She wants the 6-speed manual. She wants a convertible. She's choosing all of her packages. She wants to, and you can see it's dynamically configuring the price and the cost as well. Maybe she chooses a black one. Maybe she goes with blue. You probably have to choose classic red, though, if you're going to buy the Mustang, I guess, right? And so she gets really excited. She's picked out her entire car. She's configured it, and she wants that to be sent to her because now she's got her ideal car right from their website. So she goes ahead and gives them her name and her email address, and that triggers an email that gets sent right out to Natalia with her customized ideal Ford Mustang. And so you can see, as we switch over to her email, you can see the email looks great on her mobile device. And because we have what's called responsive web design, it also looks great on the tablet. And you can see the desktop there at the bottom right. It looks great in her regular email as well. And Ford, being the smart marketers that they are, has included a call to action there. You can see they want to encourage consumers to download their mobile app, because they know it's a great way to stay connected to consumers because they're spending so much time there. But unfortunately, Natalia gets busy, and she doesn't download the mobile app. So what is Ford going to do? Well, they know that she's highly likely to be spending time on social networks like Facebook. So they can go ahead and use our Active Audiences product to do some targeting based on her email address they can deliver some mobile ads right onto Facebook. And you can see here's the ad. Natalia sees this while she's on her Facebook page. It reminds her of the car, and she can go ahead and click on that link to download the Ford mobile apps. It takes her to a landing page where she can download the Mustang Customizer. There she is downloading at her iPad, and it's a great way for Ford to stay engaged with that consumer. And now here she is. She can check out all the different things, the GT, the V6. They've got great videos from racing legend Carroll Shelby in this app. It's a really amazing way to stay connected to consumers on their mobile devices. So that's a quick look at Natalia's experience with the brand, but how did Ford set that up? Let's go inside the ExactTarget Marketing Cloud and take a look at how they might set up a campaign just like that. And that was a journey, if you think about it, from social, where they saw her tweet, to getting her to download the mobile app. And now we'll take a look at setting up a different kind of journey. So here we are in the ExactTarget Marketing Cloud. You can see the different campaigns that are in place. You can also see our different channels along the top: email, mobile, social, web, etc. But where we want to start is in the Journey Builder product. And we will show you guys how to build out one of those campaigns. So here we are in Journey Builder. You land in a place called Journey Maps, which is just where you draw out the campaign, just like you would whiteboard this at home or on your whiteboard, or maybe at work, actually. Probably not at home, although maybe. No, probably at work. So there we go. So the first thing you want to do is set up your stages. So for this campaign, we're going to want to get all of our mobile app users to schedule test drives. So we'll basically want to move them through that journey. So we'll start with the mobile test drive, the mobile app download on the left. That's our first stage, and we want to move them to test drive on the right. And how we move them through that stage is we create an interaction, which is basically how we're going to nurture our customers through this journey. So let's go ahead and configure that interaction. So you can see on the left, you've got all the different channels that you could use: email, mobile, etc. Marketers love to test things. We've got a bunch of splits in there. We've got customer data that you can add in there as well. But where I'd always like to start as good marketers is we want to set goals that map back to the rest of the business. So let's go ahead and create a goal, Joshua. And our goal for this will be to get a test drive scheduled. And so we want that scheduled at least once. And we'll go ahead and set that up. And now we need to create a trigger. And a trigger is a way that people get started in the journey. And so, we're still doing our goal. I forgot. We want 25% of the population to take that test drive. So that connects those goals of that campaign back to our business goals. And so now we'll configure the trigger, how people enter the journey. And we're going to say once they download our mobile app, that starts the journey. So let's go ahead and draw this out. So when they download the mobile app, that will trigger them to receive an email. But again, we're marketers. So we're not just going to send a vanilla email. We want to create something a little bit exciting. We want to create an incentive to get them to really schedule that test drive. So we'll create the Mustang Challenge. And everybody here, you can get out your mobile phones. We're going to invite you to take the Mustang Challenge in the room as well. So go ahead and get I know it takes me like 10 minutes to unlock my security code and everything. So go ahead and get that out. So we want a certain number of our population to receive the email. But as good marketers, we also want to test how this campaign might work on other channels. So we can go ahead and set up a split. We want a certain amount of the population to get the email. We want a certain amount of population to receive a mobile ad about the Mustang Challenge. And then we want a certain amount of the population to get a message right to their mobile phone about the Mustang Challenge. So what we're going to do now is go ahead and activate that campaign. And this is where you guys get to participate right here in the room. So if we go ahead and switch over to the other screen, you can see the Mustang Challenge campaign. And what we'll do is when that comes up, we'll go ahead and click OK and get started. And you guys will take the Mustang Challenge. And the challenge is you will have to guess which Mustang is in the silhouette. And it's a 64? Is it the 75? Is it a 94? Or is it a 2015 Ford Mustang? Please keep your answers to yourself for now. You will go ahead and text in to our 38767 if you think you know what the answer is. So if we can go ahead and get started, and we'll go ahead and get people to text into the campaign. So if you think it is a 64, text VOTE 1964 to 38767. If you think it's a 75, text VOTE 1975 to 38767. If you think it's a 94, text VOTE 1994 to 38767. Vote 2015 to 38767. We'll see here in the room. We'll give you guys a couple seconds to do that. Looks like the 1964 is really crushing it. You guys know your cars. That's awesome. Natalia knows her cars as well, and she guessed 1964. That is, in fact, correct. And so that was using our SMS mobile technology. Thank you guys all for participating and using the ExactTarget Marketing Cloud. Great job. And now the end of the campaign is that she gets a reward message. Click here to sign up for a test drive and visit your Ford dealership to pick up your Mustang collectible. So that gets her to click and go ahead and schedule that test drive and get into the dealership. So Joshua, Tim, thank you guys very much. That was an amazing demo. Give them a big hand. All right, what we're going to do now is always my favorite part of every session here on the Salesforce1 World Tour. And we are going to invite up our special guest, Lisa Schubel from Apartments.com. Lisa, come on up. Give her a big hand. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, great. Well, do you want to just tell us a little bit about Apartments.com and your role there?
Sure. I'm the email and SMS marketing manager for both B2B and B2C. And Apartments.com is the premier online resource for renters, property managers, and owners. We serve millions of consumers every month to help them find a new place called home.
Fantastic. And you're also a Chicago native?
I am. I am born and raised in Chicago from the southwest suburbs.
Fantastic. Great. One of the things that I think when we were talking before that is important for everyone to hear in the room is that you have business relationships you manage using Salesforce technology, and you also have consumer relationships, yes. People that are looking for apartments.
Yes.
So can you tell us a little bit about how you use Pardot to manage business relationships and ExactTarget to manage your consumer relationships?
Sure. We recently started using Pardot a few months ago to start a lead nurturing campaign with our B2B side. Obviously, our consumer list is very large, in the millions, and it was much easier to handle, and we wanted to see what Pardot would do for us to kind of ease in our property managers to small, baby steps, I guess. Say they downloaded a white paper, then maybe they attended a webinar. And we've created basically a 4-step process to get them to where they need to be for sales to be ready to call upon them. So we're not just cold calling on them. And then from our consumer...
So that's the Pardot side.
That's the Pardot side,
okay,
yes.
Great.
And then our ExactTarget side, with the consumers, we want to interact not only via email, but mobile with them as well. Get them to enter our SMS campaigns. And now we are actually doing a test pilot for the new MMS. So we're reaching out to our consumers to try and, send in some video or photos of your favorite apartment and, run contests around that.
Very good. So can you tell us a little bit about how you, on the consumer side, you're using ExactTarget to really get closer to those consumers?
Yeah, so when a consumer comes to our website, they submit a lead to a property, and we have a box at the bottom of our form that is defaulted to check that if they want to enter to start receiving email listings from us or any kind of promotional items, etc., we then put them in a program, and it's our Welcome and FEL program. So day one, they will get a welcome email from us that just says welcome to apartments.com. It has various call to actions within there. They can go and continue their search, download our app, go to our blog, run a resource, and take them to wherever they need to be. After that, then they'll start receiving their featured email listings. So various apartments in the area that they searched will come up within that email dynamically. And that runs from day 1 to day 10. Then day 30, we're going to be adding a day 20 email just to be checking in to say, did you find what you're looking for? How can we help you? And then on day 30, they actually receive an email that says, did you get a chance to visit this apartment? If you did, tell us about it. Did you like it? Did you move into it? And then if they don't respond to that email, we send them day 45. And after that, then they just go back in the queue again.
Mm-hmm. Now, you mentioned to me when we were talking before that you overhauled that welcome campaign. So you had been running something before and maybe not getting the results you want, and then you spent time to really think about how do we have this sort of 45-day campaign.
So our original welcome email, we didn't really have any call to action to it, and I said, we need to drive people back to our site, drive visits back to our site, submit more leads for our properties. So we gave our welcome email an overhaul, added more call to actions. Mm-hmm. We saw a conversion rate go from 0 to 61%.
Wow.
People that have submitted
that's
a lead,
amazing.
yes, and going back and submitting more leads, which is what our properties want. As well as our click-through rate went from 1.8% to 5.6%. So, and that's clicking through two things, not clicking and unsubscribe, just so you know. So right now we're in the process of redoing our entire FEL listings now. We're working with the ET services team on getting those revamped and hopefully seeing the same results.
Yeah, that's amazing. 61%.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yes.
What about mobile? How are you thinking about relating to consumers that maybe they've signed up for your newsletter or signed up to receive messages, email messages from you? How are you thinking about mobile channel as a way to connect to your customers?
A variety of different ways. We want to send them news and updates right to their phone. So any kind of promotions we're running, contests we can send to them. We just recently ran an Instagram contest from, we sent an email and text message because they can do Instagram right from their phone. And it was, how you're using green in your apartment. We thought we'd go with the whole March St. Patrick's Day theme. And they could take a picture right from their phone and send it right through to Instagram. We're also, like I said, going to be piloting the MMS and having video and multimedia, start using that more. We really want to interact with our customers and hopefully use the geo push notifications that way. So a lot. I mean, we're really starting to get our consumers involved in being more text message savvy. So.
Yeah, that's great, because I know when I was searching for an apartment in San Francisco, you're running around town because it's very competitive. So having that kind of information right in hand is
we actually have a really great product that we are converting from our other vendor that we're moving over to Mobile Connect, where a consumer will go into a property, text a number, and if the property is not available at the time or if they're closed for lunch, we will be sending them the listing of the unit that they were going there to look for. So right to their phone.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And capture all their information and go back and forth with, questions. We can gather email address, phone number, fill in the blanks of our subscriber data.
What about permissions? That's always kind of an interesting discussion, something that everyone needs to be concerned about. It's certainly easy to check a box when you sign up for an email newsletter, but talk a little bit about your strategy for email permissions to mobile opt-in and how you think about that.
Well, obviously on every email we have the update your preference center or unsubscribe, and we really try to drive our consumers that maybe haven't engaged with us in a couple months to get more engaged, go back and update their preferences to our preference page. We also run campaigns, click to call campaign. We capture phone numbers and send those one-time opt-in messages to those people and ask them to opt in to either our email or SMS messages to kind of get those people engaged. And I know with the rules around SMS, it's basically a one-time. If they don't opt in, that's it. So we try to obviously stay within those rules and only target people that have been active within so many months. Yeah, and there's a stat out there. I think it's 80% of a consumer is already thinking about the next place they're going to move as soon as they move into their apartment that they just signed on. So the whole cycle is 8 months, basically.
Oh, amazing. Yeah, you guys are probably sitting on a ton of great data about consumers.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
we monitor them closely.
Yeah, very good, very good. Well, so a couple more questions. Where are you headed next? Like, you're obviously engaged with tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of consumers across the country, trying to help them, get housing, essentially, which is one of sort of our basic needs, right? What are you thinking about next? Are you thinking about social? Are you thinking about web or local markets? Or what are you guys thinking about?
I think all of it just tied together in one. We're very socially active with Facebook, Twitter. Like I said, we run contests all the time, and I think we're ready to take it to the next level and hopefully be a person that will be using Journey Builder soon. So I'm really excited about that, and just kind of gain more profile information on a person and what they do, like you said, their journey of where they are in the pipeline, on both our B2B and our B2C side.
Great. Well, I always like to let you have a parting shot here. I know that a lot of people are maybe just starting with ExactTarget Marketing Cloud. I know you've been using it for several years, and you guys have also been using Salesforce for several years, so I thank you for that. But if you could sort of wind the clock back to where you began, what advice would you have for somebody that's just getting started? What would you say? You've got to do this, or don't forget about X, or what is it?
My 3 things that I would recommend is try to get involved in a user group. That has really helped me, and I know helped my colleagues, just learn a little bit more about what other people are having issues with or what they're doing that you may want to try. We have a Chicago group here, 360, that we get together every couple months and just kind of share stories and success stories, or what worked, what didn't work. And that really helps. So if you have a user group in your city, I really recommend doing that. Also, don't be afraid to call support or your rep if you need anything. I've been there, and it's they are great. ExactTarget support is great. And don't be afraid to test. Test, and test. We do a lot of A/B testing, and it has really helped us.
Awesome. Well, great. Well, thank you so much for being here today, Lisa. I really appreciate it. Give her a big hand, ladies and gentlemen. All right, thank you guys very much. That wraps up our time together. If you guys want to have more detailed conversations, we have a success clinic downstairs in room 258. It's just kind of down the escalator and around the corner. We've got some product experts there that'll spend time with you and answer all your questions, or feel free to visit us also in the expo booth. Thank you so much for coming. Really appreciate it. Have a great afternoon.